Hello, mamas. It's Althea, your feng shui coach, back with you, sharing from a more personal place today about my relationship with the wood element. And it actually connects very much to how I how I truly embarked on feng shui and how I really made the decision to study it. So what happened to me was I think I've inherited this very strong drive, I think, from having parents who were activists. You know, I always had a very strong will, um, and resourcefulness and an ability to, you know, just try to push through my own limitations. And um, when I became a massage therapist, I was really gung ho about it, and I was accessing that strong wood chi because, I was very passionate about working with people and working on the body. I loved it. I found that I was naturally good at it. And, for the first time in my life, I truly felt like I found something that I could do really well, that was, suited my personality. And it was a way of helping people heal at a time that made sense for me. Um, so what happened was, I also loved exercise. I loved, I would spend a couple hours in the gym, maybe 5 or even 6 days a week. And that was working okay for me while I was in my 20s and not practicing massage therapy. But when I graduated from massage therapy school, I was 30 years old and I was, feeling great. But what I noticed was when I started working, I was working in these spa settings where, I would get back to back appointments for 5 hours in a row. And I would also, go to the gym before that. So I was in this go, go, go mentality. And what I found was that I started to get sick. I started to get sick every couple weeks. And at first, it would take me a day or two to recover. And then over the course of a few years, I would get more and more sick. And it would take me like 2 or 3 weeks to recover. And I would feel like I would go to the gym and within an hour, I'd feel okay while I was at the gym. And then within an hour, I would literally feel like a dump truck ran over me and I just could not get up off the couch. Like I couldn't go do the laundry. I felt like I had to take a bath for an hour after a workout session. And so I was in this really treacherous cycle of, feeling better and then trying to go back to the same thing that really wasn't working for me. And I ran myself, into the grave. I mean, I literally felt like something was so wrong with me, and it was hard for me to let go of that need to be so active, like also as a female, dealing with body image issues, feeling like I have to work out to feel a certain kind of way, right? Um, it was challenging that fear. Like, what happens if I gain some weight? You know, what what does that really mean? Um, so there was like another deep rooted fear, right, of not being in shape, and what does that mean as a woman? Um, so life was telling me, right, feng shui, qi, the natural order of things. It was telling me that I had to slow down, right? And in this certain phase of life, sometimes that can be challenging, but the message became so loud that I couldn't ignore it anymore. And unfortunately, that's how it had to play out for me at that time in my life. And since then, I have learned the importance of listening to my body and listening to the flow. And I had the grace of meeting the right healers at the right time, at just the right time, who were able to identify things that I couldn't. I couldn't be identified by a traditional doctor. I would go to see a traditional doctor, and they would say that everything was fine, and so they were not able to detect this issue, this feeling completely run into the ground. And so my wood chi was utterly depleted, right? And that water element that is a reminder to the wood to slow down was screaming at me. It was screaming at me. I literally, I had to lay in the bed for as long as my body needed. I had to start over in a sense, right? I had to give up all the extraneous exercise that I was doing, all of the resistance training, all of the high intensity training. I had to allow myself to take that kind of uncomfortable action, to really rest when my body said to rest. And, for that entrepreneurial person who doesn't listen to those signs of fatigue, this is a situation that's very easy for you to get in, if you find yourself having a hard time slowing down. And so that is the signal, is when you start to feel that depletion and that inability to actually move forward in the way that you want to. There's an ebb and flow of that. There's a time to slow down on a daily basis, really. Your body needs that time to rest and recover on a daily basis. And, it was affecting my sleep. My circadian rhythm was completely upside down. I was tired and wired at night, but I was so tired, but I couldn't fall asleep, right? And so then I would just wake up feeling tired all day, no matter what. Or I would sleep, and no matter how much sleep I got, I still felt tired. So these were signs of like really extreme deficiency. And also, coupled with that, I had extreme anxiety, insomnia for like up to a month, where I literally maybe got 3 hours of sleep at night, or sometimes not even any sleep. And so, this is the kind of situation where when your health is so poor, it obviously affects every area of your life. And in feng shui, the earth element, the center of your home, connects to your health, and that center connects to every other area in the Bagua, because when your health goes, nothing else flows, really. It's like, it's very hard to advance in your career if you have no energy, or to have any prosperity, or joy, or it's like everything is just kind of dull, and it can be really depressing. So it makes sense, right, that is the effect. So the very basic takeaway is really, when you have that excess chi, wood chi, where you just cannot slow down, it's really a time to start to listen, to really just listen to your body, and know that when you need a rest, it does not mean that you're lazy, or that you can't receive love if your body doesn't look a certain way. Like, you have the right to rest, it doesn't mean that you don't care about your goals and your hopes and your dreams. Because when you allow yourself to rest, it's showing yourself that you do care. You care enough that you need your cup filled so that you can move forward in life. And so that is actually what led me to feng shui, because I felt something like on an energetic level. I struggled with all this anxiety. I had been in counseling. I had maybe not found the medical healers that I needed at the time, but I felt that inner anxiety and I wanted to find other ways to address it. And so that's when I started to look more into feng shui schools, and I got to have my own personal consultation, and from that I had that profound experience that I've talked about before, which then led me to study this on a much deeper level. And through that study, I've learned meditations and mantras that also work with the energy in the body to help it heal. So for those of you who only kind of know feng shui from books, and how you can change your home, there are a lot of deep ways that you can use feng shui for your health, and those are things that can definitely be taught and personalized in a feng shui consultation. So, that's always something to consider. And of course, I say never neglect the medical help that you might need for a physical condition. And, there are empowering things that you can do in your environment, subtle things that don't necessarily have to require a lot of energy to help you shift. It could help you shift your mindset, just the way that you feel in your home. And the way that you feel in your home, can influence the way that you feel inside. So anyways, that's it's a share about, this journey that I went through in trying to heal my body as a body worker. I needed to heal my body, and I've done a lot of work to do that. And I continue to follow those principles of knowing when to slow down. And I continue to work with the energy in my home. It's an ongoing journey. It's a lifelong journey. It doesn't just, end with one feng shui adjustment. And that's the beauty of it, So thank you for listening to this personal share. And if there's, something that you relate to, let me know in the comments below. Feel free to reach out to me for support if you're needing, a consultation, or if you're needing some guidance, or if you're needing some longer term coaching around working with your mindset and its connection to feng shui. I am here for all of you. Thank you so much.